Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to another Sean Logan video. I'm down in this little drainage ditch. I've actually done some videos down here before when it's windy outside and I want to make a video. If I walk down this little trail, these little like ditch things that they built here, it blocks the wind. In this video, I'm going to talk about my fourth experience on magic mushrooms. Over the weekend, me and my friends went down to California and got an Airbnb down on the beach in San Diego and spent the whole weekend there. It was supposed to be EDC weekend, which is a big music festival that I usually attend every year here in Vegas, but because of the blind obedience of brainwashed people in the United States, they canceled the music festival, and I'm not sure if they're gonna do it later this year or wait till next year. So me and my friends, again, we just decided to go down to California, spend the weekend down there, ate a whole bunch of mushrooms on Sunday night while watching the EDC virtual rave-a-thon is what they called it. Basically, they just live streamed the DJs that were gonna play, the headlining DJs, and then everyone just could watch it from wherever they were. So let me go into my fourth experience on the mushrooms. Well, actually, hang on, before I talk about that, let me talk about a couple other things that happened on the weekend because it ties into the experience that I had Sunday night. So things that happened like before I took the mushrooms kind of led up to the experience that I had. So I've been staying in Nevada, which for the most part, I mean, isn't not as locked down as a lot of other places. The brainwashing isn't as bad in Nevada as it is in California. In California, there's one YouTuber I follow, he calls it Commifornia. It's continuously turning into more and more of a communist state. But the brainwashing in California is really bad. Like, some stores will not even let you in unless you wear a face mask and all this stuff. They have curfews. We were skateboarding along the boardwalk on the beach, and like the extortion police roll up on their ATVs and they're like, "What are you guys doing? The boardwalk's closed, you can't be here, blah, blah, blah." But then there's like people walking around all the other streets, but they're trying to close off the boardwalk. It's just so ridiculous, the brainwashing that people go through. But so the whole time it's just like it's so weird, watching everyone run around in their masks, the police over there trying to like make everyone social distance, trying to block off the boardwalks, things like that. And then their gun laws. I can't even carry a loaded gun in my car in California, which I carry loaded guns with me like all the time here in Nevada. No one cares. But so we're down in California, and I was like, the vibe is completely different because of the amount of brainwashing and the communism down there compared to Nevada. So right off the bat, it's already just kind of like, a weird vibe for me just being around all these brainwashed people. So we start eating mushrooms on Sunday night, and now first we just start off with a little bit, kind of start to feel it. Everyone's like laughing, everyone's hanging out. We're watching the virtual rave-a-thon, we're joking around, just talking, having fun with our friends. Laughing at Pasquale, the owner of Insomniac, who's the guy that, created the whole EDC carnival in the first place, and he's drunk as shit on this live stream talking about the DJs, talking about stuff, and like just super funny. So we're like everyone's just laughing like for like an hour straight, just laughing, having so much fun. Sometimes when you do mushrooms, you laugh like hysterically for like very extended periods of time. That happened to me the first time I did it. I laughed for like a good hour and a half straight. So the same thing happened again at the beginning of my trip, as we were all just laughing. And so I was like, all right, so I take a little more, I'm taking a little more, and then it starts to get more intense, kind of starts to hit me harder. So I'm laying there on the couch, well, not laying, I'm like sitting, we're watching the virtual rave-a-thon, and the music is like super loud, it's very vibrant, crazy visuals on the flat screen TV. And so I lay back and I just kind of close my eyes for a little bit, and then it gets even more intense, and all of a sudden like my whole body gets this tingly feeling all around it. Not like a weird tingly feeling, like a good tingly feeling, kind of like when you take an MDMA pill or an ecstasy pill, like this euphoric kind of calm tingly kind of feeling. And all of a sudden I felt like the presence of some kind of entity or some kind of telepathic communication, and it was like, hey, this is the vibration of positive energy, this is the vibration of love. And it was like, come on, it's okay, you can keep coming this way, this is a good vibration. It was like inviting me to continue moving towards this vibration of positivity. And then so I probably look like I'm just like out of it now on the couch, because I'm just laying there, eyes closed, and my friend's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, and then I snapped out of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm back in the room with my friends. We start laughing again, and so we're hanging out, laughing, you know, keep watching the virtual rave-a-thon. And then my friend's all like, hey, let's go down to the boardwalk and ride skateboards, because we were trying to ride skateboards on the boardwalk earlier, like during the day, but the extortion police were out there trying to tell everyone you can't skateboard and all this stuff, yelling at people, being idiots. So we go back down to the boardwalk at like 3 in the morning. On a Sunday, well, technically Monday morning now. Sunday night is when we started taking the mushrooms, and riding skateboards. There's no one out. It's freaking awesome. We bought a bunch of longboards at the board shop down by the beach earlier in the day. So we're skating around, skating the boardwalks, going through the middle of the streets, and there's all these signs that say like boardwalk closed and all this stuff, and like I'm like on mushrooms and stuff, and I'm just having like such an experience about like how it was so unnatural to have other people trying to dictate where you can go and where you can walk. And then it was so like unnatural, even just I felt so unnatural and weird carrying around like an identification card with a driver's license number, having a social security number, so that the extortion police can like track you and identify you. And the mushrooms were just showing me that it is so weird and so unnatural, and that there's people on other planets that don't have to deal with, you know, these entities trying to track you and control you and know who you are and monitor you and regulate you and extort you all the time. And it just really put that into perspective for me, that the whole system we have on this planet is so unnatural and unhealthy for everyone. And then we're skating along the boardwalk, and there's this thing, it's called like a red tide or something like that. But basically it's something to do with like the algae and the plankton. When the waves crash, it lights up the waves like this bright glowing, almost like neon bluish kind of color, and it looks really, really amazing. It looks really beautiful if you're out there in the middle of the night watching this. It's called a red tide. There's a science behind it, but it's basically like the plankton or the algae in the water glows as the waves crash. So these waves are crashing and they're lighting up in this glowing bluish color, and we're just like up like, holy shit, like this is nuts, this is intense. And then so we keep just skating around. I'm like tipping over all the signs that say boardwalk closed. We're like taking pictures with the signs. It's like flipping off the signs. Some other person wrote like on one of the signs, it said the boardwalk is closed, and someone wrote on it, 2 fascists. Gave me a little bit of hope for humanity. So I don't know, it was just like a really, really awesome time, and the mushrooms kind of put things into perspective for me. They kind of just show, I mean, these are things I already kind of felt and I already kind of knew, but it kind of like really put it into perspective for me even more as we were going through the experience, and being in California, which is like way more lockdown, way more regulations, way more controls, way more communism than the state that I've been living in for the last 3 years, which is Nevada. Well, and also the other state that I spend some time in is Idaho, because I have some family up there. So I probably spent the most time in Nevada and Idaho over the last 3 years. Now, Idaho and Nevada are 2 states where everyone owns guns. We know they have a lot more freedoms, a lot less regulation, and a lot less extortions in places like Idaho and Nevada. So it was like going from Idaho and Nevada and then spending all that time in California completely changed the vibe. And then doing mushrooms really put it into perspective about how unnatural things are in this country, how unnatural it is, the way that people are extorted and regulated by the governments and the police. Beautiful day out here in Vegas. So by the end of our little skateboarding sesh, my other friend who was down there skating with us, he had actually taken a bunch more, like right before we got to the beach. And he had to like stop skating. Like we're skating up and down the boardwalks. He's like, bro, I gotta chill. Like I took more and it's all hitting me and it's so freaking amazing. Holy shit, I just gotta chill here. So like, all right. So our other friend just kind of kicks it with him and he's out there just having a crazy experience. We're skating around. And then I think we got back at like 4:30 or 5 in the morning or something like that. And then we drove back to Nevada Monday afternoon. And I even stopped by Joshua Tree. We stopped by Joshua Tree National Park on the way back to Nevada, which surprisingly was open. It was open, and they weren't even charging a fee to get in. I was surprised it was open because so many other places were shut down. A lot of the other national parks that I like to go to, they're all shut down. Like Zion is shut down, Moab is shut down, all these other places. I've been wanting to travel to more national parks, but I'm waiting for people to wake up and realize that this whole virus thing is really nothing to worry about. It's affecting less people than the common flu. It's all just a bunch of propaganda to push political agendas and take more freedoms away from people. So that's my 4th experience on magic mushrooms. I'll probably do it again. I'll probably do it again shortly and make another video about what it was like.